Here we are outside Dean Court. Unfortunately, a 4-0 loss to Bournemouth from Liverpool. They looked classy though, didn't they, Steve?
They were far too classy for us today. I wasn't sure the team was actually right. I don't know. I would have had Scott from the start. I thought when Kelly came on, he was pretty solid. But they were just a class above us. I think 4-0 flatters them a little bit. But we just didn't take our chances. Not that really we had any today, did we? It was one of those matches where the second half couldn't have started worse and it just went downhill. And as the match went on, they just dominated us, to be honest with you. But it was a free hit. It wasn't expected. It would have been nice. I had a feeling we might get something out of it, but no. As soon as the ball went in the net for them, we were doomed, I think. And on we go to next Thursday.
On we go indeed. Yeah, it did seem like it was kind of we had sort of 10-minute blocks that kind of defined the game. There was 10 minutes at the very beginning of the first half. We looked quite good. Everything seemed quite promising. A lot of action down the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Then we had 10 minutes at the end of that half where, again, we started looking really promising again. You know, not a lot happened kind of in between those 2 points. But then 10 minutes into the second half, and all of a sudden, you know, the creativity, the life, the oomph kind of drained out of us, didn't it?
It did, and it seemed that every 50-50 ball was won by Liverpool.
Yeah.
Every single ball. We tried. We've done well this year. We can't complain. It was a free hit, but don't be too disappointed. We move on to Swansea next week.
In the cup. Thank you, mate. Thanks for coming on, Steve.
Cheers.
Tom.
Hello, mate.
Hello, buddy. You all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I like your hat.
Oh, it's cold, isn't it?
It is
Bit
really
weird. I thought
cold.
the cap might fly off. Yeah, we weren't very good today. We weren't very good. I didn't think Liverpool needed to be that good, and they just won 4-0. So, yeah, disappointing. Didn't think they were great, and I thought we made them look better than they were. Yeah, I thought Van Dijk and when you got Alisson behind you as well, didn't let us in at all. And I always felt at half time, I said, yeah, but if they have a moment, they're more likely to take it than us, and that was the difference. I don't think we ever looked like scoring really. We had a few good chances at the end. I don't know how Brooks has missed. I think the subs were just going on to the end. The subs were appalling. I hate when I almost respect when people like Brooks, Kiefer Moore, Mepham, who weren't awful by the way, but all come out and say I want to play football. Well, you played today and you're all crap.
Yeah.
Mepham's come in, we conceded 4. Kiefer Moore come on and done one of the worst finishes I've ever seen. Brooks come on and missed a sitter. That's why you're not playing, lads.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me. If you're knocking on the door, come and perform. They didn't against QPR and they didn't today. I thought Sabani was probably our best player. Doesn't deserve to be behind a 4-0 defeat. But the worst thing is Aaron's pulling up at the end. That looks like a hamstring, so he'll be out for a while. We're already struggling in them positions. I thought Hill done okay. He's not a left back and he done all right. But defensively, we didn't look right. They looked like they could open us up. You know what I say about the goalkeeper? I don't say this all the time. I don't think any time the goals go in, they're necessarily a mistake from him. But I've never seen a goalkeeper planted to his line so much in my life.
Yeah.
Every time a cross goes in, you think could be a goal because he ain't going to come and punch it or come out and grab something like Alisson does or a lot of other goalkeepers. But it's just one of them games today. I felt they were better all over the pitch. I thought Van Dijk just grabbed Solanke and went, you ain't going nowhere today. And that's what happened. Tavernier was okay in flashes and Sinistera, but they didn't really open them up. Same with Kluivert. Probably lucky to stay on the pitch. Looked at half time, he probably should have got sent off, so we probably got away with one there. I kind of understood the first few changes. I thought Scott needs to come on to get a little bit more control in midfield, but it just didn't quite happen. No. And even without some of their key men, they're a good side, and they've got a little bit too much, and they controlled things. And you always felt like if they had a moment, it was always, can we get through that first 10-15 in the second half and see what happens? We couldn't, so yeah, they always have a. And I knew as soon as we started calling Nunes a crap Andy Carroll, I thought he's gonna score.
Make us pay, isn't he?
That's what he did. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too much on it today. I think we're still, as much we're playing really really good stuff. We saw it against Tottenham. We played a lot better than today, obviously, and we still conceded 3. So you're going to have. Unfortunately, against these sort of teams, even when you're playing all right, creating stuff, they're going to have that clinicality in both boxes. And the only good thing is, I think against most teams in this league, we'll have enough to win games. But against the very, very best, even with a few players out, they're going to have too much for us at the moment because there's a few injuries and we just the stop gaps ain't enough.
Yeah.
You see the players you have to bring on today. They're good players, but you just feel like Hill's done all right, but he's not a left back. And then Aaron just playing after an injury. He probably could have done with Smithy's experience today.
Yeah.
Mepham's coming in for Celeste, just not quite as good. And just them little bits. I think City does all right, but in them sort of games, maybe you need Semenyo's power and physicality. So, yeah, they just had an edge on us in all areas, really. But it's not going to matter too much for the season. It's a real shame that half time you're 0-0 and go, all right, and then you lose 4.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't a 4-0, but it was too easy for them to get the 4 goals for me. I don't think they had to do much to score the 4, and I don't really remember Allison making a save, really. So frustrating, but got a cup game where hopefully we can rest a few that have got knocks and still have enough, hopefully, like we've seen in the cup so far. And then, then we got, was it West Ham, Forest, Fulham. They're the sort of games where, where we get a few bodies back and we up the levels a little bit. Then we could easily win 3 out of 3, and suddenly you go, who cares about the Liverpool result? Yeah. So they had too much for us today. I think we're just looking at it and going, they had a few out today. It was probably an opportunity. And I think a lot of the other teams at the top would have thought, you never know, we're Bournemouth playing well.
Yeah.
But we weren't quite up to it today. Shout out to Christie as usual for.
He's incredible.
Again, I'm looking at it with, I think it was 8 minutes added, wasn't it?
Yeah, keep going.
And I'm looking at Brooks and Kiefer and Billing going, and Christie just darting around. And, that's why he plays every week. And he's the next to Solanke for me that's got to be playing, probably Zabadi as well, that we can't afford to do without. But listen, January's still open, so if we feel like we need to fill a few gaps to the end of the season, hopefully Tyler Adams and that are getting closer. But we'll forget about this quickly, mate, if we go and beat Swansea, beat West Ham. And don't worry about it. Yeah, Liverpool good side. So.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.
And you.
Ollie. Hello.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, all good.
How you doing, Ollie? A little bit of a dance going on there. That's lovely. Difficult one to kind of take. Not unexpected. I think a lot of people, all around the world would expect Liverpool to dispatch Bournemouth quite comfortably. However, we were quite high in spirits in the first half. We were able to hold them, weren't we? 0-0.
Yeah, I'd say the whole media agenda is probably going to be that Liverpool absolutely dominated Bournemouth, and there was no chance that Bournemouth were going to get anything. But I'd say definitely first half we were probably just about the better team, and I think that if we had just taken our chances and maybe created a few more, I think that potentially if we went in that 1-0 up, it would have been a completely different game. Yeah. And I think that the fact that we went in that 0-0 and the fact we had all that momentum behind us and we just didn't use it, and then second half, it was weird because not only did the team change attitude completely, but I feel like the fans also quieted down quite a bit, which was really, really weird actually. I've not seen it go from being that loud to that quiet over just 15 minutes. But yeah, I think as they came out and we were a bit quieter, maybe they were a bit louder, because they were really quiet all game, weren't they? I think that's probably what gave them momentum, and you could just feel the first one coming, couldn't you? It was undeserved, but it was a really good goal, honestly. And yeah, you saw it coming because of the momentum they had. I think as soon as the first one went in, it was pretty much game over from there.
Yeah, it did feel like the heads kind of went down a little bit, and although players kept trying. It was James Hill's first Premier League appearance. What do you make of him?
Yeah, I think definitely for a debutant, he was amazing.
Playing at the left back, he doesn't play there.
Yeah, couldn't tell honestly. I think he is the Kelly replacement that potentially you may need. That's an early shout, but how he looked today, and of course how much those fans of the clubs that he's been at, like Bristol, Blackburn Rovers, have rated him. I think that he could go to probably one of the better players in our team if he keeps working on that, and as he gets older and as he gets better. Do
you think Kelly's going to go this transfer window, or do you think he'll stay to the end of the season?
I think not many clubs will be interested in this transfer since he is injured, but in the summer I think he might go to somebody like Tottenham or one of the bigger teams because he's a very strong left back and centre back.
Good. Anyone that you kind of stuck out for you today despite the 4-0 loss that can kind of hold their head up high?
I think Alex Scott, as always, although it was quite funny seeing him try to take on Konate. I'd say Aaron's, although he didn't on the whole play brilliantly, I think defensively he was quite sound. even though we did concede the 4.
Yeah.
I'd say Christie and Cook played all right.
Yeah.
I don't think they played particularly bad. I think Solanke, it was weird because he kind of pulled a blank today, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got pocketed a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Cine was.
Cine so-so.
Yeah, Cine so-so.
Thanks, gents. That's coming on.
Thank you very much.
Hey, JJ. How you doing, buddy? Long time no see. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
But after that, I think quite deflated, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
first half we were really in the game, weren't we?
Yeah,
to
we
be
were.
honest? I think we made chances, but I think second half just showed quality, doesn't it? Quality always pays off in the end, and it's quite unfortunate because, like I said, first half we really were in the game, and then second half just almost came out a different team. But Liverpool, you have to give them credit where credit's due. Do you know what I mean? 4 chances, 4 goals.
Incredible movement by them, you know.
Yeah, first touch passing, in the box very, very quickly. Yeah, it's just one of those things, unfortunately. We didn't really have too many chances. Yeah, it's deflated, but didn't really expect anything from the game. But having said that, like I said, first half, I felt like we really could have got something out of the game, and then second half just come out a different team, and it's quite a bit of a shame, but onwards and upwards.
It's kind of a statement of where we are right now in that we're all quite disappointed with that performance. Probably the worst we've played, certainly that second half, for a
definitely.
really long time.
No, I completely agree.
But nobody's really bothered, are they? Like, you know, big scheme kind of thinking.
Of course. Yeah, I think obviously we have to focus on the games that we know are a bit more winnable for us.
Yeah.
But having said that, home games are crucial for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, having said that, it is deflating, but like I said, not many of us came into the game expecting too much out of it. But yeah, 4-0 is an unfair scoreline. I don't think that shows a true reflection of the game. But yeah, as I said, quality always shines through at the end of the day.
Do you think Andoni, when he approaches games like this, your Liverpools, your Man Cities, your Tottenham, should he change things, or do you think he's just a guy, he's going to stick with it, what he knows?
I think ideally, my opinion would be to slightly change things. Obviously, you have to respect the opponent that you're playing. But like I said, first half, if you look at it, when we were playing Andoni's way, we were very much in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, quality shines through at the end of the day, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, onwards and upwards, Tiggs. Onwards and upwards. But yeah, a couple of things from me. James Hill, very good.
What do you think?
Very good game. Yeah, very first Premier League start, and he played very, very well. I think another thing for us is we're playing too many right-footed players in left positions, and I think that slows us down a little bit because they always want to cut in. Same thing with Tavernier as well, and it can get a little bit repetitive and quite easy to read. And I think we saw that during moments of the game. But yeah, Liverpool are a decent team, so yeah, onwards and upwards. Up the Cherries with
Good to
always.
see you, bud.
Thank you very much.
All the
Cheers,
best. Hey, Simon, how are you?
I'm actually not too bad.
Not too bad. Oh, that's good. I was a bit worried about you, but I'm glad to hear you're not too bad.
I'll break it down.
Go on.
I'll break it down. So, number one, I think both teams' first half were 25 to 30% off it. I think we didn't need the break.
Oh, okay.
And I think that had an impact there, because in the first half, it's 0-0 at half time, but if we played to the best of our ability as we were playing before the break, we'd have been winning at half time, because things were just not working. You know, little passes weren't coming off, they weren't clicking, movement wasn't the same. It just felt they were just off it, like 20% or so. So I think if we were on it, we'd have been up at half time.
I think you described that really well. Sam said to me, because we sat next to him, he said, I don't want this half to end, the first half. And then the second half, it was kind of like, well, I really want it to end now.
Yeah, and I think second half, they come out, you could see they'd probably had a rocket up them or something, and they were much better, and they added maybe 20% to their game, and we stayed where we were. Apart from where we had moments, and obviously they've got more quality, so they up their levels with the extra quality they have, and we just stayed where we were. So in a way, I think 4-0 flat as Liverpool. I don't think we were that bad. It's just they turned it on as they could better than we could, and we still had 1 foot on the beach. And that's really how I see the game. I thought James Hill was brilliant in the first half. I thought anyone, I always say, anyone who's not really played at this level for a long period of time.
Or in that position.
He comes back and did brilliantly. So hats off to him. Other than that, I think Christie did okay. I think Neto could have come and been more dominating for 2 of their goals.
Yeah, there's a few questions about Neto, and it kind of is his ability to get off his line and close that angle down,
and be dominant in those kind of situations. So that's a little bit of a worry, but I'm not overly fed up with that. I think we've got it in us to get that extra level back. I just think we need to get back together, a bit more time on the training ground and just get the wheels in motion a little bit more again and get those synergies working and those passing plays together, because we were just off it.
Yeah.
And as I say, they then got on it and they were just better and they were clinical. From a Liverpool perspective, I think Gomez played brilliantly. I thought his positioning was great, he was very dominant. And obviously Jota is Jota. And before the game started, even though I predicted 3-2, got that totally wrong, but hey ho, let's forget about that.
Yeah.
I thought Jota's great. He just seems to do things really well when he plays.
He finds that space so well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Other than that, onwards.
Yep.
Take care.
Hey Andy.
You alright? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, mate. How are you?
I'm alright. They were just clinical, weren't they?
Yeah.
It felt like the first half, Klopp said to set them up to say, right, don't let Bournemouth play.
Yeah.
The balls in behind the channels, whether that was because of the wind or just the way we were set up, just weren't working. I thought Kanate, who previously I thought wasn't very good, I thought he was excellent. I think actually he was better than Van Dijk today.
He was a monster
but
today.
Defensively they looked very strong. And then at half time he must have said to them, right, go out and play now. And they're skilled players, they're quality players, went out and a little bit of one-touch football, a little bit of defensive indecisiveness, and they're in 2, 3, 4 times. Just goes to show what happens when you shoot the first time. I think a couple of times in the first half we wanted that perfect touch. Maybe their defensive positioning was better than ours, so the first time shot was never on, but they took those first time shots and they scored. So fair play to them, they're better than us. I'm not going to worry too much about it, although we looked a little bit leggy at the end, which is slightly frustrating.
Leggy at the end with those many substitutes come on and still looking leggy at the end.
We were down to 10 and we just, the shape had gone by that point. I'm not really sure what sort of shape we were trying to play. We obviously missed the physical presence of Semenyo a little bit, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. First half we shaped up really well. We presented some problems for them. We had a chance to score just before half time, didn't go in. Might have been a different game second half. So onwards from here.
Onwards from here. Thank
All
you,
right.
buddy. Thanks
Take
so
it
much.
easy. See you next week.
Concise and beautiful as always. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, click the little bell thing. We've got a match day vlog coming. Lots coming up next week. Plus, cup game Thursday. That's a bit weird, isn't it? But want you to join in. Please make sure you watch. Up the chest.